Feature Friday.
The freshest.
So obviously, I mean, a bizarre week, last week and the beginning of this week's been madness. There's been, we've been hit with this surge of sort of messages letting us know what's happening, but it's been a very sad couple of weeks for the Indian music industry and the world in general, because, KK, who's passed away at 53 years old, 53 years old, that's bloody mental. And obviously you have someone who we had just discovered from the Punjabi industry,
Sidhu
Moosewala. And his case is a bit more, what would you call it? Probably just as abrupt as KK's. There's more ins and outs of that case, which we are trying to read up on it and stuff like that. It's really hard to get a grasp on Sidhu's situation because everyone has different opinions and different news outlets also have different opinions. So perhaps if you can let us know what you kind of like a more, what do you call it, pragmatic thing, what happened, because I'm sure other people from other parts of the world would also love to know.
It's always hard to know exactly what's happening from the outside. As a foreigner, it's always difficult to understand exactly what it represents for a country.
And that's why we haven't made any comments or anything like that, because it's hard to understand. But with KK's case, again, there's still details coming out and stuff like that, and it is all fairly new. But we've been hit with such a surge of messages and checking out one of his performances that you guys would like us to, and obviously to share as well our condolences to their families and it's a really bizarre situation. It's also happened earlier in the year with Lata, where it's this kind of tribute like videos. They're really peculiar. The tone is odd because it's obviously this is very sad and shocking.
They're always hard to approach, and I think it's a never-ending learning curve when it comes to, because this specific area of music, when it comes to the Indian music industry, we're still very new. We're learning a lot from the culture through the music itself. So it's a terrible way to have to approach such artistry, and especially in the way that it has been so sudden. Everything has been so sudden.
So take this, I guess, as some sort of tribute or commemoration of their work, especially with KK, where such a lengthy career and in our eyes as well, one of our favorite probably live performances we've seen from India. And I think we were making plans to sort of have the opportunity to arrange things to be able to see him live and things like that. In Sidhu's case as well, if you'd like to check out, we literally just discovered him on the podcast, on the Punjabi Music Special podcast. So I'm sure, that podcast sort of been bombarded with the news there. So there is a good review of kind of remembering the best of him, I guess. But yeah, in his case, in KK's case, he was sort of performing, right? And I'm just seeing the BBC article in case you don't know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this. And no one knows really what happened yet. But he was feeling a bit unwell. But the performance was happening fine, and then he sort of rushed back doors from what you guys are telling me. We don't have any inside information on this one because, again, we're so new in the Indian music industry. And
there's a lot of speculations and a lot of different articles roaming around, so it's hard to actually know exactly what happened. So if you have more information, you'd like to share some of your favorite performances from KK for us to check out and get to know more, please do so in the comment section below. And in that note, this is him singing live, actually not long ago, in his virtual concert that he did in 2021.
Yeah, we checked him out doing like a reggae arrangement not long ago.
Correct.
Which was sick.
But this is Tu Jo Mila.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
That's so crazy looking at what the fuck.
The next song that I want to do for you is another beautiful ballad.
It's a ballad as well?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I was on a holiday. I mentioned the story, but a lot of new people today, of course. So I was on holiday in Sydney, and Preetham called me one fine day and said, "यार एक गाना करना है." तो बस वो टाइम नहीं था और ऐसे कुछ हो गया कि गाना वहाँ भेज दिया, मैंने वहीं रिकॉर्ड कर लिया। और आप सब लोगों ने गाना बहुत पसंद किया.
It seems unreal, doesn't it?
Wrote to me and said a lot of good things. Thank you so much for all the encouragement over the years, of course. Over the years, I've been been singing for what?
Yeah, he had such a wonderful career.
25 years? Yeah, 25.
35 years.
Yeah, I'm an old guy actually.
But he was so young. What the
He
fuck?
was so young and
I don't
so
know if it
full
is,
of
yeah.
life. Like you don't.
So anyway, coming back to the song, it's a very beautiful song from the film Bajrangi Bhaijaan.
Wow.
It's from a film. So I guess he was touring for the first time since 2021.
Correct. This was the last thing he did before going on tour.
Nice.
It's a really interesting chord progression though. It's intricate.
आशियाना मेरा साथ तेरे है ना ढूंढते तेरी कदम मुझको घर में ला आबदाना मेरा हाथ तेरे है ना ढूंढते तेरा खुदा मुझको रब मिला तू जो मिला लो हो गया मैं पागल तू जो मिला तो हो गया सब हासिल.
It's also such a, for the industry, it's also such a,
It's a huge loss.
yeah, because, you know, it's rare, again, in this ever-evolving time of music and technology, to have musicians and singers and artists at the scale of KK in any industry. It's such a privilege because they prevail values from the past in terms of, you know, live, true core music. And they bring this to the new generation, you know. They also have that sort of wisdom that is so hard to get. You need those 30 plus years in the industry.
Well, yeah, it does say factually speaking. I know, factually speaking, he did rise to fame in the 1990s.
Yep.
So, I mean,
And he murdered in the early 2000s.
He basically shifted as the music industry also changed and evolved. So the fact that he maintained the I don't know, the foundations of music and how it was done when he rose to fame. It's one of those, yeah, it maintains values in music that somehow have been lost, and those artists like him were or are still the only, like, the silver lining in the cloudy sky, you know. So this definitely holds you with a heavy heart, like.
Yeah, and it's also like, you know, maybe when he made his debut in the 90s, right? Imagine trying to explain to him, like, you know, 30 years from now, you'd be doing an online concert.
Oh yeah.
Where there's no crowds and technology would be that good that it'll be live in the moment and people would just be able to comment and stuff. And you'll be in the middle of a pandemic and you'll be one of the few artists that was still in the top of the game and doing things during the pandemic. Like, that's what a mad journey, dude. And it's so crazy because he was only like 53.
It is absolutely insane. And actually,
he looked healthy, wasn't he? Look, he's a healthy individual, and I don't know, man. It's so brutal. I don't like these videos. Are so odd to me because it's like, fuck. It's just so sad.
Yeah, but here's what I always say, because that's exactly how I see it. They have been immortalized through their artistry. Look at us. We're looking at something that happened about a year ago, but he's still alive and he's so human. He's so there, and that is what's gonna live up to the generations. He has been immortalized through his art.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I hope these type of videos maybe help on maybe introducing people to him. Maybe they didn't know who he was, or perhaps I'm sure maybe if anyone has like any links that can help to like I don't know, because sometimes people when these sort of tragedies happen, sometimes they have projects going on and things like that, they end up probably so yeah, perhaps if this video can be used for any sort of, I don't know, platform to help in any form that we can, then happy days. But go on.
technique was absolutely impeccable. That's such a beautiful song. Yeah, impeccable singing technique. Very, very good.
It's so trippy with the screen in the back.
I know. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's such a
Gosh,
shame
that ended so suddenly.
it's such a shame that like that song doesn't go on for like 7 minutes.
Correct. He has the potential, though. Not gonna lie.
I really like that instrumental section in the middle. I have no idea what
Hard
to
to
say.
conclude videos like this. Indeed, it's hard to put into words exactly what
Yeah, the only reason why I think it's appropriate is because obviously you guys.
complicated the situation is. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know I think you guys would like us to check this stuff out, and also it was in the plans, and yeah, it's so odd. It's like you never know how to react to this stuff, like when to those type of news, because it's like what the fuck. You know, he had a family and he's just a normal person. Like, take him away from like the music and stuff. He's just a normal person. It's like the fucking pain and that stuff brings to people. It's just brutal. So if this gets alleviate in any type of form, yeah.
Please know that all our thoughts and prayers are with all their family and their fans and the country, because that's one hell of a loss, both for Moose and Sid Humusvala and KK's family. With thoughts and prayers to all of you. Yeah.
Don't apologize if you see ads on this. Sometimes we don't have any bloody control over that because of the copyright. But yeah. Bye.
Take care.